Goldson here. So in this video, we're going to talk about the company Ambit Energy. I'm going to give you a full picture overview of how the company works, what kind of sweep under the rug, and we're going to cover everything in this video. The reason this is so important is first of all, I was in the company myself. I joined the Ambit Energy opportunity. I didn't really work for them. You're kind of just an affiliate with them. But I joined their opportunity so I can kind of give you, I can kind of share with you stuff behind the scenes that they're not really going to tell you in the beginning. And I'm going to explain everything in this video. It will make complete sense. So the reason this is so important, by the way, is you really have to have a big picture overview and understand exactly what you will be doing if you decide to go work with Ambit Energy, so you can make a decision if it's the right thing for you or not. Sometimes there's some of these companies out there and they just don't tell you everything you need to know, so you might get involved in it and a few months later figure out, oh, that's what this is really about. This is what I got to do. And if you'd known that in the beginning, you might have been able to save a lot of time. So that's my hopes with making this video right here for you today. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So Ambit Energy, we're going to talk about the good and then a little not so good and then the good, and then there's another thing we got to talk about that's not so good. What does Ambit Energy do? Ambit Energy provides natural gas and electricity in certain parts of the United States. That is what they promote. That is what they sell. So if you decide to go become an affiliate with them, your job will be to sell natural gas, their electricity, to people throughout the United States where it can be sold. It actually can't be sold everywhere in the United States, but it can be sold in certain parts, and it actually usually keeps expanding. So that's what you're going to be doing. Now my question is, you say, Aaron, that's not that bad, right? I get someone to switch over, and Ambit Energy stuff is actually usually cheaper. It's usually cheaper and better quality. So I get someone to switch over, they save some money. What's the issue with this? Well, let me ask you a question. Where are you going to find the people that you are going to get to switch over to the natural gas and to Ambit Energy's electricity? I used to work at AT&T. I got a couple businesses now, so I don't need to have a job now. But I used to work at AT&T. And at AT&T, I'd go to the AT&T store, and I'd clock in the back, and I'd walk up to the front, and people would come in from Sprint that were thinking about switching over to AT&T. Someone comes in with a phone that's 20,000 years old. I'd help them get a new phone, right? Maybe one of the new iPhones or something like that. Anytime I would sell one of AT&T's products, AT&T would pay me. AT&T provided the customers, though, for me to sell to. All I had to do was wait there, and the customers came to me. Where are you going to find the people to sell Ambit Energy's natural gas and electricity to? The answer to that is you are going to have to go out there and find those people. So you will be calling your friends and family. You'll make a list of your friends and family, and you're going to call them and try to pitch them and get them to switch over to Ambit Energy's products. After you call them, then it's when you're out and about. So you're kind of a salesperson 24/7. So like you might be at the gas station, and at the gas station you might be paying for, the gas and maybe the coffee that you got and maybe the donut you got. And you're going to be talking to the person, and you're going to say, hey, who do you use for electricity now? If I could get you a cheaper rate on it, if I could basically get your electricity bill lower and get you better quality electricity, would that be something you're interested in? Even though their product's good, which it is, and it's usually cheaper than the standard that's out there now, some people don't like selling. Some people don't like the idea of having to pitch the product. And you're kind of a walking salesperson. It's like everyone you talk to, you have to pitch. You're only going to make money by doing one of two ways. The first way is selling Ambit Energy's products. And you need to look at their comp plan. It's not like you're going to switch one person over, and once that person switches over, you're going to be making like $100 a month off them. That's not how it works. It's usually a pretty small percent. So you want to look at that as well. So that's something you need to consider, that a lot of times they don't like to talk about, but it's the reality of how the company works. So that's kind of, we talked about a good thing, then something to be aware of. Let's talk about another good thing, and then we're going to talk about something else to be aware of. So One of the other ways that you can make money with Ambit Energy is you can recruit people to sell Ambit Energy. So let's say that you're talking to Sal at the gas station, and Sal ends up switching over and he's saving money with Ambit Energy's electricity and he's all happy. You could say, hey Sal, you're saving money. What if you could get paid to get other people to switch over to Ambit Energy and possibly save them money? So this is you. This is Sal. You sign up Sal underneath you. Sal's on like your Ambit Energy team. Now Sal goes out there and he finds people and gets them to switch over to Ambit Energy. And whenever Sal gets someone to switch over to Ambit Energy, Sal gets he potentially gets compensated for it. He basically gets compensated for it. But also you, because you introduced Sal to the Ambit Energy opportunity, you will also get compensated for it as well. So the big benefit is you could have Sal and Sally and Susan and Sam and, I don't know, I'm just going with S's today, I guess, and a bunch of other people that you recruit underneath your team in Ambit Energy. They're out there selling people on Ambit Energy, and also they're going to recruit people too. They're recruiting people, all those people are recruiting people and selling people. It goes deeper and deeper, and because you introduced, basically, if it wasn't for you, these people probably wouldn't be with Ambit Energy. Ambit Energy will kind of pay you for each one of their sales and even potentially for some of the people that they recruit as well. It's kind of like a bonus. So that's a very good thing. There's people in Ambit Energy. One of my upline. He'd been in the company for like 4 years, and he was making a few $1,000s a month where he didn't basically have to do anything because he had a team of people that were all out there selling, and he was getting paid for it. And when people renewed the electricity, he was getting compensated for that as well. So he built a very good team. That's a big pro. There are people out there in Ambit Energy that are making great money, that are actually making more. They're making more than a full-time income, and they don't have to do anything because they put in the work up front and they built their team. Big benefit. Now, what's the drawback to that? Ambit Energy has a big turnover rate. You'll see it. If you're in their opportunity, you'll see people come and they'll stay for a week or two, or not even that long, or maybe a month or two, and then a lot of people go away. Why? Because a lot of people just don't like the idea of always having to sell, always having to pitch people stuff. Does that kind of make sense? You're taking the average person and you're saying, listen, you're going to have to sell your friends and family, you're going to be out there hustling, everyone you talk to, you're going to have to try to pitch, and in the beginning, you're probably not going to make a lot of money. The way you make a lot of money in Ambit Energy is getting that team of people. They all have clients they sign up. Their clients are paying monthly. They keep recruiting more people, and they got their team growing. So most people are not okay doing work that makes them uncomfortable and grinding it out with the idea that maybe in a few years from now, they'll eventually kind of be doing really good financially. So because of that, a lot of people join, they get excited, and they drop off. Like, in order for you to build a big team of people, it's not like you're going to recruit 10 people and all 10 people are going to stick. They might, probably not. They might, probably won't. You might have to, if this is you might have to get, a couple hundred people underneath you, and just a handful of them is going to stick. And that's how you're going to build your company. You're going to kind of build your business. So that's what you need to understand about Ambit Energy. You can make great money with the company. They are a legit company. They are not a scam. If you do what they say to do, and you hit the targets, they will pay you. I mean, you will get money for them. Also, as they become unregulated and deregulated in more and more states, if you kind of get it now, you can get people underneath you to where, a new state opens up and this state takes fire and kind of blows up. And if you have some reps over there, then that can all benefit you. But it's kind of a pros and cons and something you need to think about. Now, one of the things a lot of people ask me is, a lot of people come to me and they want to know risk-free ways to start making money very quickly where they need no experience. And I've tried pretty much everything under the sun. I've started multiple successful businesses. One of my businesses last year alone, I did over $500,000 with, and that was working part-time hours, and I got other businesses in addition to that. I've also tried out a bunch of things over the course of my 12-year entrepreneur career that did not work out so well. But over the 12 years, I found some pretty solid ways to start making money. And what I did is, if you look in the description, so if you're on your cell phone, if you're on your computer, if you look underneath here in the description, I put together a free report for you that will reveal 3 different specific ways you can start using to make $100 a day online. Each of these 3 ways are completely different from one another. All 3 are 100% free. There's nothing you have to sign up for. You don't have to pay $200 to get started, or you don't have to pay any money to get started with any of them. You'll never have to pay any money ever to do any of them. You don't have to have any experience to do any of these. There's no recruiting. There's no selling. It's just taking action based on the 3 ways. So if that is any interest to you, you can get that information in the description. I would like to warn you though, this is not for anyone that wants to make a gazillion dollars, right? But if you're like, hey Aaron, another $50, $100, even $150 would be good for me right now, especially if I started making that every day, I highly recommend checking out that free report in the description underneath this video. So that's what I got for you guys. That is my review of Ambit Energy. Yes, Ambit Energy is legit. They are not a scam. There's lots of people making money now. Their company will probably continue to grow because they have good leadership. But you have to ask yourself if it's worth grinding out potentially for a few years before you kind of really start to see results and get your team built. That's what I got for you guys, and you have a fantastic day.